Going on, guys? A lot of people were requesting to see how I did the little setup I have in the small kitchen in Queens. I'm in New York City, Queens. A lot of people were asking about that. Um, it's pretty cool, actually. It was very easy. This is kind of like a quick little snippet video. It's going to be of what I did in case anybody else has the same issues that I did, because it was really a pain in the ass. And I went from having a big brew cart, pushing it around and doing all this stuff. I mean, it was very organized, but just a New York City kitchen is very narrow. And if you guys know that, and even if you're not in New York City, if you're just in a small apartment building and you really just love brewing beer, it's just a pain in the fucking ass to get it efficiently flowing to the way that you want it, instead of getting like a brew in a bag, which is really fun. Brew in a bag is great. I do it all the time. But I figured out how to just extend the counter. Is basically all I did. All I did was I extended the counter. I do construction, so I had access to the lumber, but you can go to anywhere you want. Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever you have near you. I'm going to go into more detail as we go about it. So basically, the small kitchen that we have here, I can't even give it. It's just maybe, what is this? I don't know, maybe 4 feet basically to work with, and then the stove and everything. So basically what I had to do is I had to pull out the stove, just enough to put the pots on it. I'm going to go through this more. I'm going to go through this more throughout the video. So I got my hot liquor tank, boil kettle, mash tun, whatever the case is. Anyway, like I said, we're going to go through this in a little bit more detail. Right now, I'm just very excited to tell you guys about this, because when I figured out that it was that simple, and it blew my head off. It was amazing. Anyway, so that's basically what I did. I got a big piece of wood, extended it out here to keep the dishwasher safe, so I didn't get all that stuff on there, because the wife would kill me if I get shit all over it. I'd be pretty mad too. So I put a protection over it, got a couple pieces of hardware, and I'm hanging the pumps on the lumber. And then I have my mash tun and everything like that. So I will say that it's not necessary to have the overalls, but if you want to be a better brewer, you might want to get some overalls. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. So you'll see why. I'm only halfway joking. You'll see why. You'll see why soon enough. All right. So that being said, I'm going to get a little bit more organized here, and I'm going to set up, and I'm going to get it all set up, and then I'm going to run through everything and just show you what the pieces are and the estimated costs and stuff like that, because I threw the receipts out, but it's really cheap, trust me, don't worry about it, alright? So this is a video for people that have small, tiny apartments, alright? That's what this is for. Anybody else can obviously share this, and I would like it if you did, that would be great. So this is for people with small apartments that are having a hard time doing it, and that have they want all the glitz and glam now, alright? So, with that on road. So here we are with the first part of the system that I figured out, and we're only going to really focus on this one area in particular, the mash tun area, because this is what people have been asking me about the most. They've been asking me, a lot, did I extend my counter and things of that nature, and I did not extend the counter. What I did was I measured the counter about 3 feet or something like that, give or take. Every counter is different. And I made it so it hangs over about 6 inches to protect the dishwasher from anything, and so I could hang the pumps. Initially I was going to put a stand underneath there, but it was just a pain in the butt, because New York City apartments they're small. That's why I did this, and I'm hoping that I can help you guys out there that have a similar issue in a small apartment to figure this one out. It was very easy. We're in a pre-war building, so it's the kitchen's tight. Everything else is great. Anyway, that's besides the point. So I just got the piece of wood. This is plastic wood. This is plastic treated wood, covered wood rather. It's for concrete forms. The reason I use the plastic is because if I spill something on it, I can wipe it right off, and it's not an issue. It's not going to get stuck inside of the grain of the lumber. This is just you can get a 1x4 if you like, to get to this pot, to get to the front. My control board, also made of lumber. I just took, just power strips. They're just power strips. I'm going to run through it again really quick, after the end of this, but those are power strips. And then just yellow is for my mash tun, blue is for my hot liquor tank, which I'm at about 145, so we'll be striking in a minute. And for the pumps, I'm not a plumber, and if anybody out there is a plumber, please feel free, leave in the comments what they're called. I build high rises, but I don't do plumbing. So they hang the pipe and they screw it into, whatever it is they're, the steel or whatever, the hinges they have, they screw them in, and they're straight. They're straight, and I got little loops on them. So I just looped the pumps on it, and I just clamped it in on both of them. And then one pump I actually had to clamp. I used another pipe clamp, but it's a pipe clamp that it comes in and connects like this with 2 bolts, and it's to put the pipes into holes and things like that of that nature, into ceilings, whatever, and it holds it in place. And that's what's holding it in right now. That might get tweaked a little bit here and there also, but we'll wait and see about that. So yeah, and C-clamps. I bought C-clamps from Home Depot, and I just bent the aluminum or whatever it is, the metal, over from those pipe hangers, and I clamped them, and it holds very well. And I also clamped the Blickman Terminator in there also. The coolest part about this one, and this is the one that got me the most excited for some crazy reason, was this. Is figuring out how I was able to use the sink, because a lot of sinks have, you pull it out and you wash it. It's not your typical, this isn't your typical regular sink where you could stick a garden hose adapter into it. This isn't that kind of sink, so I was having major issues. Couldn't get the hose. I was trying to fill the pot up and pick it up. It was just a pain in the ass, man, real pain in the ass. So anyway, I figured the measurements were the same. So I put a quick disconnect on it, got myself a food grade hose, and I took some tubing and I extended it and I put it onto the steel coil from this, and I clamped it in really well, and it's on there nice and tight. It's clamped in well, and then this is also clamped in well, and it's great. It's quick, and it connects right into the chiller, and then out to the chiller, and I'm right here. So I can reach my sink. I can reach the pots. It's great. I'm gonna give you a quick little run through of it. I'm just gonna show you everything up a little closer, and I'll just run through it one more time for you. All right. But that's basically it as of this section. I'll get into further detail in another video for everything else when I go into my chronicle and all that stuff, But as of right now, this is to answer any questions that people are asking, or if anybody is in a similar situation where they're in, a small apartment, where you're limited space and you're trying to live with, your significant others and not have their, be on top of each other, and maybe able to eat dinner and stuff, get into the fridge, to get another beer or whatever it is you're gonna do. All right. So let me run through this for you one more time. I'll get a little closer and show you what we got. All right. Okay, so here we have what I was telling you about with the faucet. I'll show you what kind of faucet we got going on over here. It's just, just a faucet, just one of these with the steel coil on it. And what I did was I put this on there like this because it was slipping into there. It kept slipping into there, and that was causing, it was a pain in the ass. So anyway, so this is right here is how I did that. Look, I just slipped it right over, and it was perfect. It fits on there right perfect, man. Get the bigger clamps though. I did make that mistake in the past. And here is our control board that I was telling you about. just some wedges. You know, it's a little MacGyvered, but it works. It works for now. You know? So basically, you got to be careful when you do something like this, because I have this connected into here, and if, you know what I mean, you got to make sure you're off. Just it's only 2 switches, but sometimes you do forget, and stuff sprays all over the place. So then we got the clamps that I was telling you about. These C clamps right here. Just the C clamps right here, and they're cheap. They're about $1. You can't beat it. And this was the stuff. This is the metal I was telling you about that they hang. And I just got the pump kind of covered just in case something spills. All right, this is the older pump. Eventually I'm gonna match it up with the newer ones. The steel head one is great. I mean, I got nothing wrong. Nothing against chugger pumps, but you know, the other ones are just nicer. So that's that. Show you a little more angle-ish there. Consolidated everything there. So that's the pumps, and this is I guess it's galvanized hangers. That's the larger one for the March pump. And let me give you another shot of this a little up closer. And that was what I was telling you about, how I did that. Blickman Quick Connect right in there. Let's move it over here now to our chiller area here. See again, I don't know if you can see that in there, but those are the 2 clamps again. Right in there. The 2 clamps. Alright, and this is the piece I was telling you about that I was telling you about for the back end of it, because there are 2 different size hangers that I bent over. But this one was a little loose, so I had to clamp the back of it so it doesn't fall out. Which I actually am going to wind up doing with the chugger pump too, because I'm having a little wiggling issues. But nothing to worry about. Alright. Eventually, I'm actually going to have to put some kind of a burper in there too. You know, it's just a valve. When you're emptying out, you empty out a little bit of the wart, and it makes it flow easier. I call it a burper. I don't know, people call it other things. Alright. Next, connected to our hot liquor. Alright. And then this will be disconnected. This is the wart in. I was cleaning pots, but this will be disconnected, and I will be going into my sparge. So, as a matter of fact, I'll show you right now what I'm talking about. This will connect into that piece right there. And then we have our sparge, our fly sparge. Alright. So hopefully this video will help you guys out a little bit on your pursuit to minimize the chaos of your brew day, unless you like chaos. Some people do. Me personally, it was driving me bananas. It was driving me nuts. I'll go into it in another video. I'll try to show you some pictures maybe of what I used to have. I'm going to work on the blog and everything. Alright, so just stay tuned. You guys, happy brewing. It's dreary in New York City today, but it's a beautiful life, alright? So enjoy it. Cheers.